Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode from the Hermitcraft server. And in today's episode, we are back in the White District in the Mesa. Hi, Spider. Die, Spider. And we're going to work a little bit, I think, on our law office that we started a while ago. I've been looking at this and thinking about what I wanted to do with this building. And I have to say, I'm not really happy with what it was looking like, so I decided that I'm going to make some changes to it. So, if we come in here, I've decided to lower the ceiling a little bit, so it'll be the upper half of the fourth block with slabs, right? And that means that each level will essentially be 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th would be this. And then same up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., right? I've also decided that part of the reason I really was not liking the building a whole lot was because of the shape of the building. It was a very boring shape. It was essentially just a big rectangle with a little thing sticking out the back that would be a stairwell, and it just wasn't doing it for me. So we are going to do something about that in today's episode. I'm going to kind of redesign a little bit of this, and then hopefully build it up several levels so that we can make this thing actually look good and hopefully get quite a lot of it done today. Obviously, I don't think I'm going to get into all the interior decorating type stuff today, but as far as designing the building itself, I think that's definitely something we can do today. So let's take this little chunk here out, and I'm thinking that we will have walls that come back. Let's see, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4 in the middle. That might be adequate. So we'd have the walls, wrong chest, this one. So we'd have the walls like here. And they'd go up and then wrap back. You know, going this way. And I don't want them to go back too far. I'm thinking like 3 blocks. Because I don't want to get rid of a whole bunch of this interior space, but I want to get rid of some of it. Just to kind of change up the shape of the building a bit and make it look a bit better. I think that's probably a very important thing for us to do. Otherwise, this building is just going to turn out looking really not good. So, or maybe we'll go 4, and then I can put a window right here. That might be the way to go. Let's just see. Yeah, that's not too bad. And then we'd have, I mean, this is going to be a floor level right here. So, this would be essentially our wall. And that would come down. Yeah. Okay. So that could work. Let's tear those up a little bit so I can get this stuff where I want it. Like so? Yeah, that's not too bad. Just right here. The other option would be to leave it forwards and then here shift it back and up, which could also work as well. So like this section here, you know what? Let me grab a little bit more of this smooth sandstone. There we go. So this, like starting with the second floor is where we'd start bringing it up. This would leave me 4 in the middle, right? Yes. So right here, we'd bring it up starting here. And let's think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So this will be the top of our second floor right here. I'll build up just the very start of the next floor. All right, guys, I am back. I've got the floor in on the second level. So I think we're good there. Let me just put some of this random stuff here away. I've got a lot of random stuff. The mob drops are real. Holy cow. Okay, so I think the next step is probably going to be to grab some dark oak, make a whole bunch of dark oak slabs like so, and put in our little bordery thing that goes around the windows here. So I think I want that to come around like this, all the way around the building. How close am I? I don't want to fall off. That would be very unfortunate. And there we go. There's one side. And let's see how that looks. Spacing-wise, that looks pretty good. That looks to be right around where we want it. And I can actually jump up there. There we go. Oh, and I can fall back down too, apparently. Go me! There we go. Got it. Okay. And then we'll just bring this around. So let me get this laid out here, guys. I'll come back in just a second. All right, guys, I am back. So I've got the little lines put in like so. And I think that looks pretty good. I think it'll look a lot better once we raise this up for another several stories. I don't know exactly how high I'm going to go with it, but I'm thinking at least 4 stories. Now, the next thing to do would be to put in these glass panes. Like so. And I'm kind of leaning towards just one big giant window right there. Just because when you're here, you've got kind of a nice view of the whole thing, especially once we get up higher. The top floor will have kind of like a penthouse, you know, like a really nice office, probably an area where you can jump off with elytra, all that kind of good stuff. And I might actually not have enough glass panes to finish this. I can always make more, not a big deal. Or I might have just enough. Perfect. I had just enough. Okay, awesome. So we've got those in. Let's take a look at that from the outside and just kind of see what we think. Okay, from the outside that doesn't look too bad. I think we need to do something with this level right here, which is our floor level, so we can do pretty much whatever we want with it. So that's a good thing, at least. The question is, what do we want to do with it? We could go maybe alternating stairs. That could be kind of cool. Or we could maybe even add in an additional color. But I think we definitely need to do something with this part of the building. All right, guys, I am back, and I think I got it worked out. I went with a really, really simple solution. But I think it works. I mean, it's a super simple solution. It's basically just sandstone stairs. But I think if we use that and we basically multiply that by all the rooms or by all the floors in the building, it will look pretty good. Now, I've noticed one very disturbing thing about this, and that is that there's definitely a lack of symmetry going on here, which I'm not really a fan of. We've got kind of this deal where 1 block, 2 blocks, and it looks not so good. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these blocks here out, and I'm just going to shift these windows over a little bit. So it will essentially go flush against this wall like so. There we go. And then when we do the same on the second floor, it should look considerably better from the outside. And the important thing is to get this worked out now so that once we have it worked out, we can just repeat this over a number of different floors. That's basically the goal here. And I think we really only have to do that on this front part. The rest of it is probably fine as is. Actually, let's do it from this side, because then I can just fall. Let's take a look. Yeah, that looks much better. That looks much better. And then when we repeat that over and over and over, you know, this is 2 stories right now. I think there's room here for a 3rd story. Ooh, I think 4 stories. I think it's going to have to go a lot higher than 4 stories, because I want it to go up to about here. So maybe like 8 stories? That's a lot of stories. Whew. But I think it'll look really good once we actually get some stuff going. So, the other thing that we can kind of do here a little bit is I'd like to do a little bit to kind of frame out this entranceway. So maybe something real simple just for this little portion right here. Since this part right here is not going to be visible from anywhere else, we could do something like that. And then we could take our quartz pillars, here we go, and bring those guys up like that. And maybe that's kind of the makings of our entranceway here. Maybe we do something real simple. And then let's just make a couple quartz slabs. Just like, this should be enough. We could do something like that. That doesn't look bad. That doesn't look bad at all, actually. That's pretty good. And then our doors would go right here. How's that look? Yeah, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. I like it. And now it's just a matter of building a billion more of these. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Let me get some more work done in the building, guys. I'll come back to you in just a second.
They used to tell me I was building a dream, and so I followed the mob. When there was earth to plow or guns to bear, I was always right there on the job. They used to tell me I was building a dream, with peace and glory ahead. Why should I be standing in line, just waiting for bread? Once I built a railroad, made it run, made it race against time. Once I built a railroad, now it's done. Brother, can you spare a dime? Once I built a tower to the sun, brick and rivet and lime. Once I built a tower, now it's done. Brother, can you spare a dime? Once in khaki suits, gee, we look swell, full of that Yankee doodly-dum. 500,000 suits went slogging through hell, and I was the kid with the drum. Say, don't you remember they called me Al? It was Al all the time. Why can't you remember I'm your pal? Brother, can you spare a dime? Knights in khaki suits, gee, we look swell, full of that Yankee doodly-dum. 500,000 boots went slogging through hell, and I was the kid with a drum. Hey, don't you remember they called me Al? It was Al all the time. Why can't you remember I'm your pal? Buddy, can you spare a dime?
All right, guys, I am back, and this is starting to shape up. This is actually starting to look pretty good now that we got some levels on it. I mean, it's not perfect. There's a couple spots I missed. I see I got a window I need to put in there and some of that kind of stuff. But it's definitely coming together. I mean, it's getting there. It's definitely getting there. So, this is a good thing. Whoa, hey. Well, actually, I don't have any arrows on me. That's all right. We'll just kill him the old-fashioned way. Even though he'll light us on fire, it'll be fine. It's okay. This is my regular sandstone. Smooth sandstone up in here. And I'm going to put my sandstone stairs in there as well. But we got kind of the outside portion done. Not of the entire build. I think I may even want to bring this up even a couple more floors. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 floors. I'm thinking 6 floors. Well, let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we have 5 floors. I'm thinking we'll probably go 6 floors and then some sort of penthouse at the top that will kind of come together, and you know that'll give us a nice area to work with, and I think that'll be plenty. But there is some other stuff that I really need to get done here. I need really badly to fill in some floor areas. So I'm going to make a massive quantity of spruce slabs. There we go. That will hopefully be enough. I think it will be. Yeah, I think it will be. And then I should also probably make some oak stairs as well, just because we've got kind of this oak stair design type thing going here, right? And I want to make sure that I continue that. I mean, obviously there needs to be a way to get from floor to floor, so I think that's probably something we'll do here. Now, this is going to be some block placing and stuff like that, which I'm sure you guys are more than capable of figuring out on your own. But I want to take the opportunity here to talk a little bit. I want to talk with you guys about a couple things. First, well, really just one kind of larger thing. There's been some comments that have been saying things to the effect of, "Hey, Welsknight, the pace of your videos is really slow. You don't seem to get a lot done in an episode." And you're not wrong. Those of you who have been saying that, you're not wrong. And I want to make it abundantly clear that those type of comments, they don't bother me. In fact, I welcome constructive criticism, and I always have. And it is valid criticism. What I do want to do is I want to talk a little bit, though, about why that's the case, about why I don't get as much done in my videos as some of the other hermits. As some of you know, I am in the military. I am full-time, active-duty United States military, and that takes at least 60 hours a week of my time, okay? And then, on top of that, I've got this YouTube thing, right? And I'm doing 3 videos a day right now, which, to be fair, I probably could reduce that a little bit down to like 2 videos a day, but I'm really not willing to go lower than 2 videos a day. I'm really not. I've been doing 2 videos a day for ages and ages and ages, and I really don't want to go lower than that. So, what that means is that I have a very, very limited amount of time. Okay? So, some of the other hermits, that's not the case. Some of the other hermits have a lot more free time and playtime than I do, so they can put 4 hours into a single Hermitcraft episode. I, unfortunately, do not have that luxury. If I were to put 4 hours into an average Hermitcraft episode, that means that you guys would get, like, 1 Hermitcraft video a week. And I think, overall, it's better to do, like, 3 or 4... How many Hermitcraft videos do I do a week? 4? I think I do 4. Right? Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, I do 4 Hermitcraft videos a week. I think it's better to do 4 smaller videos where I don't get as much done over the course of the week, but then there's still 4 videos, than it is to do 1 Hermitcraft video a week, and that's it. Essentially, I'm kind of in a position where I have some significant challenges that I face in order to keep the YouTube channel going. And I'm not complaining about that. One thing I've always thought about, I mean, let's be honest, life does not always deal you the best hand. Sometimes life hands you a pretty lousy poker hand, and you can either fold or you can go with it. The way that I look at it is, when you face challenges, when you face things that don't go your way, you can either give up and complain and say, why is life so cruel? Why did this happen to me? It's all over. Why do I even bother? And you can fret and despair, or you can suck it up and deal with it and do the best you can with the unfortunate circumstances that you're forced to deal with. And I fall firmly into the latter category, where I really have no control over how much time I have over the course of a week. I don't really have any control over that. So, really the only thing I can do is deal with it, accept the fact that I need to manage things a certain way, and, just make it happen. Do the best with what I've got to work with. And I think that's kind of an important life lesson to be drawn. You're not always going to have everything go perfectly. Things are not always going to work out the way that you want them to work out. That's just the way that life is. But you will be a lot better off overall if you just kind of learn to accept that and do the best you can, even in spite of any unfortunate circumstances or challenges that you're facing. So yeah, just kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit. Essentially, it's not that I would not like. It's not that I don't want to be able to put more time into my Hermitcraft videos and accomplish more in a video, and that's not true of just Hermitcraft either. That's all my videos, in every series that I'm doing. It's not that I don't want to be able to do more. It's that I can't. It's just not possible. Wow, hiccups. Not a good time for hiccups. Why is this different? I feel like something's messed up here. Oh, because something is messed up here. Haha, I started my stair too low. That would do it. Okay. Yeah, so it's not that I don't want to put more time in. It's not that I don't wish that I could, do a magical jump cut and suddenly, bam! We are much later in the video. I wish I could do that, but I can't. So, it is what it is. I deal with it and move on. And, that's what it is. So yeah. And, the other thing, too, is that when it comes to YouTube, or, once again, anything in life, you're almost never going to please everybody. It's just not possible. And as a YouTuber, you will be much happier if you accept right from the very, very beginning that not everybody is going to like your content or the way that you produce content. There's a lot of builders on YouTube. There's a lot of Minecrafters on YouTube. Let's be honest. There are tons and tons and tons of Minecrafters. There are probably more Minecraft YouTubers than any other type of YouTuber, to be honest, at least when it comes to gaming. And not everybody plays Minecraft in the same way. Some people don't build at all. They build redstone contraptions, or some people don't even do that. They just play PvP. And other people build massive, beautiful structures. And then among those builders, some people do most of their building on camera, and others do a little building, come back and show you the progress, and then do a little building, and then show you the progress updates, and so on and so forth. And there's really no right or wrong way to do it. The style that I've kind of fallen into since I started YouTube is that I do the majority of my building on camera, whereas it seems like most other builders don't really do that. Most of them do progress updates. Now, downside to that is it means I usually don't get quite as much done over the course of an episode, but the upside is there's a lot of building on camera, and some people really like that. Other people not so much. And you know what I will say is, if you don't enjoy the style of content that I produce, nobody's forcing you to watch it, and it's not going to hurt my feelings if you decide you don't want to. There are a lot of different Minecraft YouTubers out there. There's a lot of different styles. Even on the Hermitcraft server, there's a lot of different styles to pick from. And what I'd say is pick whatever you enjoy. If you find somebody else that you like better, one of the other hermits, or even not one of the other hermits, nobody's stopping you from watching them. And as YouTubers go, our feelings are not going to be hurt if you decide that there are other people that you want to watch as well. As I said, there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has different tastes and everybody enjoys different things. So, that's a thing as well. Let's put some torches in here. I think I'm basically building a mob farm right now. Did we get all that done? I think so. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm going to torch this up too. I don't have the resources to do the floor in these on these levels right now because I need a lot more cyan and cyan stained clay specifically. Unless I go with a different floor design, that's also a possibility. Let me know what you think on that. But I think, all in all, this is looking pretty good. We still need to get our glass panes up in there. I think I've got a pretty good amount of glass panes. But what I really need, I can't make these glass panes into the white stained glass. I need actual glass blocks, and I need to dye those, which is really kind of annoying. But that's okay. That's something that I really just need to do off camera. I need to go make myself some more glass and all that kind of good stuff. But guys, I think that is going to do it for this episode, because I am definitely out of time. I hope you did enjoy the time lapse in this one. We got a pretty good amount done. We got some major stuff added onto this tower. And if I do say so myself, it is looking pretty good. It's really kind of coming together. And I think it'll really come together once we get the full outer structure built and get the penthouse worked out. And then the interior, I think, will be pretty cool too. But anyway, guys, as I said, I am out of time. So, guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below. So check that out as well. Also check out all the other hermits too. They're all fantastic, wonderful people and awesome content creators. And if you have a comment on some of the things we talked about in the later half of the episode, by all means, leave that as well. I welcome your suggestions and feedback and comments and all that kind of good stuff too. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it, guys. So other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.